Louisiana teachers are learning something new this week. The George Rodrigue Foundation of the Arts hosted its first annual Louisiana A Schools Summer Institute. Teachers from the Oklahoma A program came to show over 200 Louisiana school teachers how to incorporate arts into the classrooms. Program coordinators tell us that it's important to make sure every child has an effective way to learn.
That's one of our tenets is multiple intelligences. So we focus on the way any child learns. So some are social learners, some are visual learners, some are audible learners, some have to move around to learn. So as we integrate the arts, we're also combining that with how every student can learn.
Rodrigue says children learn in different ways, so it's important to make sure schools use different teaching methods. The program runs through the end of this week at LSU's Music and Dramatic Arts Building. All right, I imagine the heat's going to be around at least through the end of the week and then some.
A workshop at LSU School of Music is teaching 7 schools from across Louisiana how to better integrate arts into their curriculum.
The 7 schools were selected to be the first Louisiana A+ schools. Now that means the schools will use the arts to enhance student learning. Teachers from the schools are working with teachers from Oklahoma's A+ program. Oklahoma's Executive Director Jean Hendrickson says they are happy to help.
You know, we all love the schools where our children go. We want to have those kinds of schools for everybody's children, and the A+ framework helps us to do that.
The A+ workshop runs the rest of this week there at LSU, and kids can look forward to the fun when this will be implemented this fall at those 7 schools.
Thanks for being here, everyone. We'll see you back here for 9 News at 10.
Hot news from the Blue Dog, huh?
Yeah, not bad at all. Exactly right. You mentioned Blue Dog. People snap too. They know exactly what's going on. And exactly right. The executive director, Jacques Rodrigue of the George Rodrigue Foundation of the Arts, Blue Dog, with us this morning. So is Jean Hendrickson, the director of Oklahoma A+ Schools. How are you guys in the same same table? We're going to get to that. Thank you so much for being here with us. Really do appreciate it. No problem. Well, let's talk about what's coming up. Jean, we'll start with you. Director of A+ Schools in Oklahoma. What is that?
Oh, it's a great statewide network of schools.
Right.
We have a mission to nurture creativity. We want to get the best out of every student. I think everybody wants that.
Sure.
And we are able to do that with our approach. We have some commitments that we think schools should make.
Right.
We think the arts should be one of those.
Yeah.
And for a lot of reasons, but kids do better when we connect in ways that they learn best.
Right, and art is one of those ways. You were telling me a decade ago you started this program in about 14, a little bit more than a dozen schools. You have more than 70 now?
75 schools, and they are rich, they're poor, they're urban, suburban, rural, public, private, charter.
But now they have the arts flowing through their hallways, which is something we're trying to do here in Louisiana, and we were just talking about it. It seems anytime somebody wants to cut a little bit of something from a public school, arts seem to be the way to go. When you talk about combining and working together, this seems natural.
Yeah, it's great. You know, we started the foundation just because kids across the country and the world have been painting their own blue dogs.
Yes, exactly.
And so we didn't really know what the arts were, how special they were, until we really got into it. And we met people like Jean, who have been getting such great success, and how integral the arts are to youth development. And creativity is probably the most important thing we can do for our children, and to get them creative, to face 21st century problems. And they've been doing it for 10 years in Oklahoma, getting great results. So this week, we've got,
what's coming up?
So this week, we've brought in 50 people together to train about 7 schools from Louisiana, the entire school, about 200 plus teachers on LSU's campus on how to be an A+ school and what that means. And that's infusing arts into every classroom and every subject. And so Jean can talk a little bit about what they've seen in their schools.
Well, I know you guys have seen, and unfortunately I wish we had an hour to do this like we talked about. The fact that you've gone from just over a dozen schools in a decade to more than 70 talks to the success, and you think it can work here in Louisiana.
Absolutely, but I will tell you, just having more schools is not the measure of success. We're talking about student outcomes, student achievement. We've got to do better in schools, and we've got a way to show that we can connect those content pieces up, have kids engaged, They come to school more. They are less of a discipline problem. The teachers come to school more. Everybody wants to be part of something that's engaging and active and meaningful.
That active mind, get it going. When and where, actually, where can folks go? If they want some more information about this now, where can they go?
Go to our website, aplusla.org, spell out plus.
Gotcha.
And so this week we've got
There you see it.
250 teachers on LSU's campus that are all learning this method. And we've got schools from Shreveport, Monroe, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Reserve, and New Iberia.
Got the state covered.
All together,
That's how it starts.
all week. They're staying on LSU's campus all together. And so it's really about networking and getting them connected.
Jacques, thank you so much. Jean, thank you so much for coming out. Appreciate
Pleasure.
your time. Art's back in the classroom. Good to see you guys. All right, stay with us. Coming back with more of 9 News This Morning. See you in a minute.